Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be installing Filebeat and configuring it to ingest logs from my firewall into Elasticsearch. In previous videos I installed Elasticsearch and Kibana and configured them, and then in another video I installed logstash, configured that and ingested logs from my firewall and sent them to Elasticsearch. Now in this video I'm going to be installing Filebeat. So I'm going to use Filebeat. It's a lightweight shipper for logs, where you install it on the system and it reads the logs from that system and then parses it and sends it to Elasticsearch. I'm going to show you here on the whiteboard my setup. So I'm going to be sending my logs or syslogs from the FortiGate to this ingestion server. It's a VM. I'm going to be installing Filebeat here, because on the FortiGate I can't run a curl command to install Filebeat, so I'm just gonna send them as a UDP stream, the syslogs, and then Filebeat will be doing the parsing on this virtual machine and then sending the indexes or the data and index them into Elasticsearch. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here. Start, I'm going to go to the documentation here. I'm going to go quick start installation. So Filebeat, we install it on the system. Usually on the system you want to monitor, but because it's a firewall, I'm going to install it on a separate system. You specify the location of the logs. We parse the logs and send it to Elasticsearch and visualize. And with Filebeat, the nice thing is that it has modules pre-built to help parse the data, and then pre-built dashboards, so you can just right away look at the data and do some analytics. So I'm gonna go here, install Filebeat. I'm gonna go to the other installation options. You can pick your operating system instructions from here, and I'm gonna use the Yum repository, and mine is right here. This is the ingestion server, and so I'm just going to copy and paste these commands. I'm going to install the public signing key. I'm going to go to this directory and create this file. I think I created it before, so just copy paste these instructions here, and then all you have to do is say yum install Filebeat. Filebeat. Okay, it will start installing. I'm just going to say yes. And I'm going to go back here to this page and continue with the instructions to step 2. So step 2 is where we go and start configuring the settings, changing the settings. Okay, so it is already finished. Now I'm going to go to the Filebeat YAML. I'm going to keep this here. No. Filebeat.yaml. I'm going to go to this section first of all. Filebeat inputs, I'm going to say enabled is true. I'm going to go to I don't need to change anything here in the Filebeat modules. It's reading the modules here, whatever module enabled. Reload enabled, maybe we want to set it to true, so that when we change configurations, it will just reload automatically. Okay, I'm gonna go to the Kibana settings here, setup.kibana. I'm gonna set the IP address of my Kibana instance. It's 192.168.25.120. This is my server here. uncomment that. I'm gonna go to the output section, and Filebeat can send data to Elasticsearch or to logstash if you need to do more parsing or enriching of the data, whatever it is. So the hosts, I'm gonna set the IP address of my Elasticsearch host. So 192.168.25.100. I'm gonna say it's HTTPS here. I'm gonna authenticate to Elasticsearch with the Elastic user and the password. I have this simple password here. And I'm gonna use this setting right here. SSL enabled true. I'm gonna use the CA trusted fingerprint. This is just an example, so I'm gonna copy this part and put it here. And in here, I'm gonna go get the CA trusted fingerprint. And here are some explanation. This example shows a hard-coded fingerprint. You should store sensitive values and secret key stores. This will be another video setting up key stores. And it says here the fingerprint is printed on Elasticsearch startup logs, or you can go to this documentation here, connect clients to Elasticsearch. I'm gonna click on that and see how we can get that fingerprint. So in Elasticsearch, when it starts, there is a self-signed cert right here. And if you want to use the CA fingerprint, you run this command on the Elasticsearch node. And I have it right here. And of course, I'm going to set the configuration directory. It's etc Elasticsearch certs. And I'm going to use the CA cert. And this is the fingerprint right here. It will print everything. And this is the fingerprint. So now in the configuration here, where is it? The fingerprint is in this format. There's no colons, there is no uppercase letters. So I'm just gonna convert it to that format. Let's see. Case converter. Lowercase, it's all lowercase now. I'm gonna do open notepad here. Place all, just to remove the columns. And where are we at? I'm gonna put this fingerprint right here. Okay. And I think this is all I need from here. Okay, I'm gonna save this file. And after that, okay, let's go back to the documentation here. So Kibana, we'll set the Kibana IP and the port. And if you don't set the username and password under the setup.kibana, it will use those usernames and password under the Elasticsearch output, which I set with the Elastic user. Then we're going to go to the next step, collect log data. So there are several ways to collect log data with Filebeat. Data collection modules. So in Filebeat, there are modules that help parse the data. So I'm going to go look at these modules, and I'm going to use the Fortinet module. Modules list. And you see all these modules here. You can enable F5, infoblogs, Fortinet, and I already have enabled Fortinet with this command, Filebeat modules enable Fortinet, of course. Okay, and to go to that module, to set it, we're gonna go to nano etc filebeat modules and fortinet.yaml. So this is the Fortinet module. I'm gonna say it is enabled. Input is UDP by default, but I'm just gonna uncomment that. Uncomment here. The syslog host. This is the IP of this ingestion server. It will listen on this IP. And then the default port that Filebeat listens on is 9004. So I'm just gonna uncomment that. And of course, we have to enable that on the firewall of this node. -- add port 9004 UDP permanent. Already enabled. I enabled it before. Firewall dash list all. So I already enabled that. I'll go back here to the documentation, set up the assets, Filebeat setup -e. This will set up all the dashboards and the indexes or data streams inside in Kibana. Because if you, for example, use one of these modules, they have built-in dashboards and visualizations. Unfortunately, with the Fortinet one, there are no built-in dashboards, so I'll be doing that myself. But it's a good practice just to enable that. So Filebeat, in case you're using a module that has all these, -e just to send the output here on the console, see what's happening. So now it is setting up those templates and dashboards. And on my firewall, let me see my firewall if I set up the syslog server. Go to the command line, config log syslog settings show. So enable, this is the IP of this ingestion server, and the port we're going to send to port 9004. So we're good here. Just gonna wait for this setup to finish. And after that, the final step will be starting Filebeat. And here, as long as we're not seeing any errors, it should be good. It's all info. And I'm gonna log to my Elastic account here. Okay, loaded ingest pipelines. So this is finished. And the last step is to enable the service or start the service. Service Filebeat start. And you can check status Filebeat. And it is active and looks like it's sending all the logs. Timestamp. Sending everything here. Okay, now I'm gonna go log into the Kibana instance, and I can see here where I stopped and started this video recording. So I'm gonna look at the last 15 minutes, and surely it started sending the logs to Kibana. And you can see all the fields here from the Fortinet module. There are too many fields. Let's start with Fortinet firewall. And you can add processors in the Filebeat YAML to change some of those or drop some of the fields. I'm gonna go here, going to show you some of the processors that I used. Configure, and the output of the Filebeat YAML, we have that we're using the Elasticsearch output. And where are the processors? I'm just going to show you on my Filebeat YAML. So I'm going to go down to the output section here, or under the output section. There is a section called processors. Processors. I should go to the processors, and there are processors here if you want to drop some of the fields. I'm going to use this processor to drop some fields. Where is it? Drop fields. And I'm going to use this processor format here. So under processors, drop fields. I'm not going to do any conditions now. This is just an example. Field 1, field 2. And if you look here at the fields from the Fortinet logs, we have so many fields that starts with Fortinet, .firewall, whatever, .action. If you can see, there is another one that is called event.action. So I don't need this Fortinet.firewall .action. For example, I can copy paste that here. Let's see another one. Fortinet.ap. This is my AP at home. Let's see the other one, CR action. That maybe app. There's network application and Fortinet.firewall. App type, app status. Maybe AP type is not app type. Age. Oh, let's just remove this CR score. I don't know what it means, but just for the example here. Okay, I'm gonna remove those two fields. I'm gonna drop them. And Control X, yes. System control, restart, Filebeat. Gonna lower this to the last 5 minutes so I can see the new data. I'm gonna stream it live. Okay, so see here where it stopped. This is where I restarted the service. And I'm gonna look at the last events here. Okay, let's see those last events. Firewall. Fortinet. Action did not drop. What about the other? CR score. CR score is not here. Action, maybe it cannot be dropped, so that is fine. But this is, I just wanted to do an example of dropping fields using the processors in the Filebeat YAML. So this is everything for the Filebeat module. We installed Filebeat. we set up the Filebeat YAML file, we set up the module that we wanted, and then we sent data to Elasticsearch. And let me show you the dashboards that are loaded automatically from Filebeat. We have all these pre-built dashboards for all these operating systems or vendors, like let's say the Filebeat, Cisco ASA firewall. We don't have any data from a Cisco firewall right now, so those dashboards will be empty, but these are all pre-built that can be used if you have depending on the module that you used, which could be very, very helpful. Okay, and that's everything for the video. Thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you on the next one.